Overrate. Webster defines this as to rate or estimate too highly. What's up, people? It's your boy RantNRavinFection, and I'm going to be talking about the top 10 most overrated movies of the decade from 2000 to 2009. What are the most overhyped, most overrated movies of the decade? Alright, now before we even begin, I just want to say that when it comes to these overrated movies, they may not be terrible. This is why some of these movies, they're actually somewhat okay, maybe even decent. Me personally, I might even like one or two of them, okay? But they're overrated because I'm not just going to say that, they're overrated because I personally think they're overrated. You got to look at it from a technical point of view. You got to look at it from a storyline point of view. You got to look at it from a character perspective, different aspects that make a movie overrated. And I think the biggest factor is when so many people, when you have so many different people, telling you that this movie is amazing and this movie is great, but in reality, it's not really that hot. It's not really that amazing. It's not really as good as it's hyped up to be. That's when a movie is overrated. When you have too many people, too much sheep falling into the hype and telling you that this movie's great, whether it's fans or whether it's critics, a movie is overrated because it gets too much credit. It gets more credit than it actually deserves. And one of the best examples from the 90s was Titanic. Now, Titanic ended up winning a huge amount of Academy Awards. And, when you watch the film, it's like, this is okay. It's not that great. It's not really that amazing. It's a good movie to a certain degree, but at the end of the day, it's really not an outstanding, innovative, groundbreaking film that everybody, it's not a must-watch film, really. So, that being said, let's look at some of the most overrated movies, the top 10 most overrated movies of the decade. Number 10, $1 Million Baby from 2004, same damn year, alright. Well, this one was the Clint Eastwood, fucking film, directed by him actually, and starring got Hilary Swank, and she stars as this like under fucking dog boxer, and she's an up and comer, and she ends up kind of finding her own success, but then she ends up getting killed halfway in the movie, and fucking Clint Eastwood ends up getting devastated, and that's it. That's about fucking it. That's the whole fucking movie. It's like there's maybe this hopeful build-up, but when she dies, it becomes depressing. And now this movie ended up winning 4 Academy Awards, okay, including Best Picture. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this shit? It wasn't that great of a movie. I mean, I thought it wasn't too bad. I mean, I wouldn't say it's one of the worst movies at all. I thought it was actually okay. The drama was alright. But the fact that it won 4 Academy Awards and everybody's on this film's dick, the only reason this film won that many awards is because of it's Clint Eastwood, and the fucking Academy Awards will give it to just about anybody who's been around for 20-something years and, has been like a Hollywood staple, And so this film, I wouldn't watch it again. I mean, I saw it the first time. I didn't even finish it completely when I watched it the first time. Okay, because it got fucking depressing and, after she died, Hilary Swank's character, and it just got depressing. It went downhill from there, Clint Eastwood turned into emo, and then, it was a depressing fucking movie. It didn't move me in any fucking way, it wasn't like an emotionally touching film. It was more of like, oh, she died, now you're depressed, fuck you. Okay, no, fuck this movie, and fuck you, Hollywood. Number 9, Spiderman 2 from 2004. I can't tell you how many dick riders this movie has. Spider-Man 2, everybody says this movie is the best out of the fucking 3 films. Okay, now, it's a passable movie for a sequel, but everybody needs to get off this film's dick. Like, this is the best superhero movie ever made. Fuck no! Spider-Man 2, give me a fucking... I think the first Spider-Man was actually superior to Spider-Man 2, okay? Because, the first Spider-Man you had, there was more of a fun factor in it. You know, when he's discovering that he's a fucking superhero, and when he's experimenting with his powers, and he puts on that mask, okay? I admit, the Green Goblin wasn't exactly the best version of the Green Goblin there is. But, in Spider-Man 2, you had Dr. Ock. I thought Dr. Ock was alright. He kind of came off across as a little too, like this old school kind of retro, like weird kind of, he almost looked like some kind of a obese, like, fucking bodybuilder or something, man. He just came off across as like this, like too old, there's not enough modernization when it came to the Dr. Ock character, but I think they still did a good job. But as far as like kind of being on the repetitive side, I think they said the words, what was the quote? Responsibility, too much power, with great power comes great responsibility. They said that a fucking billion times in this goddamn movie. They fucking overdid it, and it got really annoying. They fucking ran it to the ground, they wore it out, and it was just so repetitive. And I hate the fucking romance between fucking Peter Parker and that bitch, Mary Jane. I'm just getting sick and tired of this shit with her fucking doing it with every other fucking guy, man. This wasn't like the cartoons where she was like she was still kind of innocent, and the romance was like, it was still kind of fun to see them together. No, this was like your fucking melodramatic bullshit, and, fucking Peter Parker came across as this fucking emo, man. What the fuck is this? Why is Peter a goddamn emo? He's sulking half the fucking time, brooding, and fucking thinking about the past, and his fucking, Uncle Ben, and all that shit. And I just got sick and tired of it, man. Once again, it's a passable movie, but everybody needs to get off this film's fucking dick, man. Spider-Man 2 is not that great, man. It's not that fucking great, man. Fuck off. Alright. Number 8. Training Day from 2001. Training Day. I remember watching this several years back, and I remember a lot of people saying that this was some kind of a badass, really hardcore movie, like this was, oh my god, Denzel Washington's really great in it, and just the storyline is just one of those really badass films, like just hardcore gritty, and Dr. Dre is in it, and it's just really fucking great. No, this movie is not that fucking awesome, you guys. It's not that fucking great. People need to stop dick riding this goddamn movie. Fuck Training Day, and fuck Denzel Washington, and fuck even Ethan Hawke, man. What the fuck is this movie supposed to be except a reason for Denzel Washington to be a fucking villain, a fucking criminal? Okay? They give him the fucking Oscar with this shit, when in reality it should have been fucking Russell Crowe for A Beautiful Mind, god damn it. Russell Crowe's performance was much more fucking enthralling and much more fucking impressive. Denzel should have won the fucking Oscar a long time ago. He should have won it when he portrayed Malcolm X in the early 90s, okay? Not this fucking hand-me-down bullshit. That's what I hate about the Academy Awards. They'll give fucking awards to actors and actresses when, it feels like they're only doing it just to give them, finally give them, a fucking, throw them a bone. They don't give it to their best work. They give it to something that they do later on in life that's not really that good, but the Academy Award feels like, hey, we haven't put the fucking Academy Award in these guys yet, so let's just give it to them. Fuck that shit, man. Training Day fucking sucks. It's just... it's your typical average fucking corrupt fucking cop, man. It's just he's a corrupt cop, and good cop, bad cop, typical fucking story. Ethan Hawke is the reluctant cop, he's the good cop, and Denzel ends up getting fucking owned in the fucking end. He ends up getting gunned down, okay, as usual, as so fucking predictable, like typical of these fucking wannabe gangster films. People say it's the Scarface of this decade. Well, in some ways it is, because it's over fucking rated. Okay, I admit Denzel is a pretty good actor, and he's in his other roles, but I mean, this shit is just, he's overacting, he's over the top, he's trying to be, he's trying to portray a badass, and everybody's buying into it when really it's not that fucking great. This movie doesn't, it doesn't show any kind of moral fucking moral message. No morality play here. Just a fucking straight up corrupt cop that it glorifies the whole thing. It glorifies the whole being a fucking corrupt cop kind of business. Like, if you're a badass, you're gonna get away with a lot of shit. Well, fuck this bullshit. Fuck this goddamn Training Day bullshit. Overhyped, overrated. Let's move on. Number 7.